So Alex is a 13-year-old student in my year 6 PE class, and the first thing that stood out to us was that he doesn't enjoy PE, and we would often hear him saying in class that he didn't enjoy it because he was bad at PE, so he lost that motivation to enjoy class and get involved.
Definitely lacked the confidence.
Yeah.
So another thing that made Alex stand out in my PE class was his results in the PACER test. So he performed below average, resulting in 43 laps, which is at the lower end of the HFZ.
After looking at Alex's low PACER test scores, we decided to go into his family life and discovered that he had a single parent family.
This was a concern to us because there's statistics saying that 10% more children with single parents are unable to maintain a healthy weight compared to those with two parents.
And this can be due to reasons that they might not have time to do PE outside of school because of only having a single parent.
Yeah.
What fitness test was chosen and how can you improve his results?
So in the PE class, we chose to test the PACER test, which is a 20-metre shuttle run, and it tests the aerobic capacity of each student and their cardiovascular health.
And due to his low performance, we discovered that Alex needs to develop a better aerobic capacity so that he can increase his results later on.
So the PACER test relies a lot on being motivated to do well in PE, which Alex lacks in.
So in order to improve his results in this area, we're going to have to adapt the PE lesson to make it enjoyable for him while also targeting his cardiovascular health at the same time. So not making the lesson too intense, but still targeting it.
And including some interests like gaming and technology, so he wants to participate in the tasks.
What have you chosen to include in the lesson plan and how can this address Alex's needs?
So one of the first things we want to target in our lesson plan is improvement of Alex's motivation towards PE. So we'll need to be incorporating into our lesson plan a lot of technology use, as this is an area of interest for him.
It's something that he really enjoys at home, so he has a lot of knowledge in it that we hopefully he can teach other kids in the class. So due to him being overweight, we've incorporated activities that are not too intense, and one of the activities is a circuit, so the winner isn't based on who's the best or who's the fastest, it's based on steps, so it's a bit more fun for the kids and doesn't make him feel so pressured to do well. So it's based on his personal results.
Another way we can address Alex's needs is by using small groups, which helps him get to know his peers rather than just people online that he games with.
And also another thing that we would like to address for Alex is that he's good with motor skills that we recognised in the pre-testing. So I've done a lot of motor skill things in our circuit just to increase his confidence, as it's something he's good at. What activities does your lesson plan consist of and what are the key teaching points and teaching cues?
So our first warm-up activity for our lesson plan is called Clumps. So in the game Clumps, students will move around the room and a teacher yells out a number and the students have to quickly get into a group of that number. To enhance the game, other locomotion movement skills can be used when moving around, such as skipping or hopping, or motor skills including use of a ball where students have to bounce the ball around the room for a number called out could also be incorporated. Clumps is a good game to have in our lesson plan as it gets everyone running in a fun, interactive way, and this will hopefully ultimately improve Alex's aerobic capacity as well as making him have a positive connection with sport, as it is an inclusive and fun game.
So some key teaching points would include saying the numbers loud so everyone can hear it clearly, and reminding them of the right way of jumping or hopping or bouncing a ball so every student knows what to do. And if Alex seems to be struggling in a particular one, we can adapt the key teaching points to one that he's good at so then he feels more confident in it. And at the end of the game, we're going to make sure that Alex is in a group with people that are good at the sport, so then he is ready for Chuck the Chicken.
One of the warm-up games we'll be playing in the PE lesson is called Chuck the Chicken. It's a game that requires two groups with lots of running and fun, inclusive games. One group will throw the chicken and then bunch together as one student runs around that bunch. The other team must run and collect the chicken and pass it to everyone on the team and yell stop.
We chose this warm-up activity because it helps increase aerobic capacity as well as motor skills, and we also chose this because it is a fun social game. We linked this activity to one of his needs of socialising, as it encourages him to get into groups and work as a team. So, yes.
So during the game, the teacher will yell out encouraging words such as good job and great work. So this will encourage him to do his best within the team. We also will remind him about the key teaching points such as throwing
and running as well. And throwing and catching, we'll remind them to use all the key teaching points of bending your elbow and moving past your ear and things like that, just to make sure that they're all doing it right and enhancing their ability of their motor skills.
After the warm-up for our main activity of the lesson plan, we decided to do a circuit that has 4 different areas that are all based on either technology or gaming to enhance Alex's interest into the sport. And we also chose a circuit to reduce the amount of running, as it's a fun way to increase an individual's aerobic capacity.
So this is the first activity of our circuit. So this involves the kids having to do the fortnight dance. This is in relation to Alex's interest in technology, so he should enjoy this.
For this activity of the circuit, it will include one iPad and all the students doing the activities that come up on the Sweat Deck app, and it can be personalised to make it easier or harder depending. And you just press and just keep going and you just do the activities, and the group will do 10 of these before moving on to the next circuit.
Our third part of the circuit is where the students will be using iPads to access the app Jump Jump Froggy. So in this app there are multiple selections that they can pick from. So there's Sit Up Snake, Pushing Ants, Jump Jump Froggy and the Grasshopper. So in the Jump Jump Froggy setting, students will be jumping up and down with the use of an iPad, and while they do so, the frog will be jumping. So they can't move the frog unless they're in there jumping up and down as so.
So this is the 4th part of our circuit. So this is where they're going to be playing musical statues but pretending to be zombies. This brings in his interest of gaming and zombies while also giving him a positive experience with his peers. And mention key considerations and modifications for your student.
So one of our main considerations and modifications for Alex is incorporating his interests into the lesson plan. So the main one being gaming, which is why we've incorporated in this circuit different uses of technology such as the iPads, and also different gaming situations such as Fortnite, which he would be used to.
This circuit also involves each student wearing a pedometer, so they count their steps, and the group that at the end who has the most steps wins. So this will encourage Alex to try his best and also get the kids to motivate Alex as well.
And this means that the kids won't be running as much because it's focused more on step counts. So it's more making
sure that they do jumping during Jump Jump Froggy and move during the dancing rather than just standing still and not participating.
The teacher will also be in the middle so that she can see every student.
Ultimately, we want to make the lesson enjoyable for Alex so that his motivation improves and he's be able to enjoy PE more.
And hopefully perform better in the PACER test in the future.
Once the circuit is done, for the closure of the lesson, we will have all students come together and reflect on anything that they have learnt during the class and what skills they enjoyed the most. We will also get students to look at their personal pedometer results. We will also talk to Alex to see his personal thoughts on the lesson so we can take this knowledge for future physical education classes.